Have you ever wondered why certain thoughts keep popping into your head uninvited, like an unwelcome guest at a party? Intrusive thoughts are a frequent experience for many people. These are the thoughts that seem to ambush us, disrupting our peace, stirring anxiety, and sometimes leading us to question ourselves. Why do we have them? What purpose do they serve? Where do they come from? And most importantly, how do we combat them? Today, let's delve deeper into the spiritual side of intrusive thoughts, an angle often ignored by modern psychology. In Western traditions, we have an entire discipline called psychology designed to deal with thoughts. But does it really address the root of the issue? I'd argue that modern psychology cannot fully understand thoughts because it often overlooks the soul, the core of our being. Without understanding the interplay between the mind, the soul, and the heart, psychology can only scratch the surface. Let's explore God's message regarding intrusive thoughts, their origins, and how we can overcome them. The mind as a machine always consuming. Think of your mind as a machine, a relentless, tireless entity that is always running. Imagine it like Pac-Man, the iconic video game character, constantly moving, consuming, and devouring whatever comes its way. The mind doesn't like to stay idle. It seeks stimulation and thrives on activity. That's why many people take up hobbies like motorcycle riding or knitting. They describe these activities as calming for their minds. But here's the catch. When you're engaged in these activities, your mind isn't truly calm. It's simply occupied. For instance, when riding a motorcycle, the mind focuses entirely on survival. Changing gears, navigating roads, observing scenery. In these moments, the mind is so engrossed in external stimuli that it has no room for intrusive thoughts. The lesson here is that your mind needs to be redirected, not silenced. It needs purpose and focus, or it will wander aimlessly, often leading to chaos. Internal sources of thoughts. The machine at work. The mind generates thoughts from internal sources, constantly analyzing situations and solving problems. For example, when sitting in a classroom, your mind processes the lecture, the material, and even the subtle dynamics of the room. When playing chess, your mind strategizes, considers potential moves, and predicts outcomes. But the mind doesn't stop there. It also digs into memories, your personal history. This is where many intrusive thoughts arise. Often, they stem from unresolved emotions, past mistakes, or traumas that your soul hasn't fully processed. Modern psychology might tell you that these thoughts are a sign of an unsettled mind, but the truth is deeper. The soul, not the mind, is what's truly disquieted. The soul was created to commune with God, to dwell in His peace. When the soul is out of harmony, overwhelmed by fear, anxiety, or sin, the mind becomes restless. It tries to solve the problem but lacks the spiritual tools to succeed. Instead, it replays memories, like a broken record, hoping for resolution that never comes. The soul's role, the key to understanding thoughts. The soul is vast and profound, capable of holding within itself the uncontainable presence of God. This mystery reveals why the soul's alignment with God is so vital. When the soul is disconnected from its creator, it seeks fulfillment elsewhere, through the mind, the body, or the world. But these substitutes only amplify the disquiet. The mind, when properly aligned with the soul, becomes a servant rather than a master. It aids the soul in its ultimate purpose, to commune with God. This is most evident in prayer. When you pray, your mind focuses, aligning itself with the soul's divine mission. It's in this state of alignment that true peace can be found. Memories, the haunted hallways of the mind. Let's dive deeper into the role of memories in intrusive thoughts. Memories often act as triggers, bringing unresolved issues to the forefront of your mind. Think of your soul as a finely tuned watch. If one gear is misaligned, the entire mechanism falters. The mind senses this disharmony and starts searching for the problem. It sifts through memories, trying to make sense of them. Without spiritual guidance, this process can become a loop. You revisit the same painful memories, reassemble them, and hope they'll finally make sense. But without God's perspective, the pieces never quite fit. This is why prayer and spiritual direction are essential. They bring divine clarity to the chaos of the mind. External sources of thoughts, the world's influence. External influences also play a significant role in shaping our thoughts. These can come from other people, their opinions, judgments, or criticisms. For example, a negative comment from your boss might replay in your mind for days, feeding feelings of inadequacy or anger. The world bombards us with information, opinions, and temptations. Social media, news outlets, advertisements, all of these contribute to the cacophony of thoughts. The mind becomes like a runaway dog, chasing after every stimulus without direction. This external noise drowns out the still, small voice of God, making it harder to focus on what truly matters. The role of evil spirits, spiritual warfare. Finally, we must address the influence of evil spirits. Demons cannot force you to think or act in a certain way, but they can suggest thoughts that align with your weaknesses. They know your proclivities and exploit them, planting seeds of doubt, fear, or temptation. These suggestions are subtle, often disguised as your own thoughts, but they are designed to pull you away from God, to disrupt your peace and lead you into sin. Recognizing these thoughts as spiritual attacks is the first step in combating them. Taking control, restoring the soul's leadership. In the Garden of Eden, the soul reigned supreme over the body and mind. After the fall, this divine order was disrupted. The desires of the body and the mind began to dominate, leaving the soul struggling to assert its rightful place. To restore this balance, the soul must regain control of the mind. This is where prayer becomes indispensable. Through focused, intentional prayer, you can redirect your thoughts, quiet the noise, and align your mind with your soul's divine purpose. When intrusive thoughts arise, don't fight them directly. Instead, redirect your mind to prayer. A simple prayer like, "Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me," can work wonders. This short, powerful prayer refocuses your mind and invites God's peace into your soul. Practical steps to combat intrusive thoughts. 1. Acknowledge the thought. Recognize the intrusive thought for what it is, a distraction, not a truth. 2. Redirect with prayer. Use short, focused prayers to bring your mind back to God. 3. Seek spiritual guidance. Talk to a priest or spiritual mentor who can help you address deeper issues within your soul. 4. Guard your mind. Be mindful of what you consume, whether it's media, conversations, or environments. Protect your mind from unnecessary noise. 5. Practice gratitude. Shift your focus to the blessings in your life. Gratitude can transform your perspective and quiet negative thoughts. The journey to peace, patience, and perseverance. Is this process easy? Absolutely not. But while it's not easy, it is simple. With patience and perseverance, you can learn to quiet your mind and align it with your soul's divine purpose. It's a lifelong journey, but one that leads to profound peace and fulfillment. Remember, intrusive thoughts are not a sign of failure or weakness. They are a call to draw closer to God, to seek His guidance and strength. Through prayer, spiritual discipline, and God's grace, you can overcome the noise and find lasting peace. Whenever your mind begins to stray, bring it back with a simple prayer. Trust that God is with you in this battle, guiding you every step of the way. And remember His message, "Be still and know that I am God." Psalm 46 verse 10.